Alright, hello everybody, this is Zaxtor99. Today I want to go ahead and put out a extremely important message, especially to new indie developers who are looking to sell your game on Steam. As you guys know, it takes a lot of work to come up with your own indie game, especially your first indie game. It takes a lot of work to, get it up on Steam and research Steam and how to pack it up and load it and get your high scores working on Steam and your achievements and everything that's involved with that first project, that first indie game that you want to sell on Steam. Now, when I launched Rock and Roll, my first game on Steam, the middle of July, I was anxious to get it out there and get exposure because I knew that not a whole lot of people would know not only about my game, but would be a little bit, maybe standoffish about buying my game because they had never seen any of my other games on Steam, this being my first one. So I was really hoping to get some exposure on my game and get some reviews on Steam, some hopefully positive reviews, because I have been confident in my game since I launched it. And when I got an email from, one of the guys over at Indie Gala, the main guy in charge over there at Indie Gala, a site I loved. And if you guys don't know what Indie Gala is, it is a website that kind of features all kinds of small indie games like my own game, Rock and Roll. And, like 4 times a week, they come up with a new bundle that features, 9 or 10 or 11 or 12 different games for a very small price, anywhere from like $3 to $4 typically. And they're a great website. Now, I have no problem with Indie Gala. In fact, I love Indie Gala. They offer great deals and a great chance for indie developers like myself to kind of get their games out there and offer it to people at a discount and also, kind of make a little bit of money themselves. Because Indie Gala, let's face it, typically gets a lot of sales. You see in these different bundles here, this bundle sold 4,150 bundles. This bundle has sold almost 5,000 bundles. And all these different bundles sell a ton of different bundles when they have their week to 2 week long sales. So at the end of July, I agreed with Indie Gala to allow them to sell a bundle with my game in it to kind of help it get exposure. I remember having a talk with fellow friend Mello Online. He runs Sentinels of the Store on Steam. And I kind of asked him before I agreed to do the deal to sell my game on an Indie Gala package what he thought. And he kind of didn't have a negative thought or a positive thought. He was a little bit concerned, told me maybe I should hold off. But when I told him that I really just wanted to do it, I wasn't, doing it for the money. I really just wanted exposure, knowing that I knew right away that I'd probably be making less than a dime for every bundle they sold. And, even if you sell 4,000 bundles, 4,500 bundles, that's a good chunk of change, especially for a new game. But I wasn't doing it for the money. I was really hoping that by doing my game in a bundle, it would kind of help get it out there and get it some good reviews, get it some hype, that kind of thing. That did not happen for my game when I put it in a bundle. Even though the bundle my game was in sold for over 4,500 bundles. This was a huge mistake. I don't blame Indie Gala. I don't blame Steam. I don't blame myself, except I learned a very hard lesson. What we have, people, is we have really money-hungry people that are going out there and breaking rules and being complete scumbags to try to make their money. So let me go ahead and explain to you what happens and what's been happening here on Indie Gala. There's always one bad apple in every big batch of apples. There's always one really, really rotten apple. Okay? And that really, really rotten apple that I want to go ahead and expose in this video is this guy right here. The guy you see selling my game at a huge discount over what my game costs. A guy by the name of Nice Guy Games. And what we have here, guys, is a real scumbag. A guy who calls himself, ironically, Nice Guy Games over on Kinguin. And as you can see, this guy has been selling rock and roll and copies of rock and roll ever since that bundle came out on Indie Gala. This guy bought well over 1,000 copies, or 1,000 bundles of that particular bundle, and is now selling those keys for all the games in that bundle over on Kinguin. Now, while he bought the, probably did the happy hour deal, where if he bought one bundle for, say, $3.50, he got like 4 bundles sent to him. So rather than buying the keys and using them to give to friends and family, or maybe doing a giveaway on a YouTube channel or something like that, something that is intended on Indie Gala, this guy is deliberately buying keys off Indie Gala and probably other websites like it, and selling the keys at a huge markup for himself and undercutting innocent indie developers like myself. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here, guys. If we look at Nice Guy Games here, and we click the little link, we can see all the games that this guy is selling. Wow, he looks like a superstar here on Kinguin, 100% positive for reviews, and a member since 2016. Look at all these different games this guy is selling. We're still at A's. This is alphabetical order. And all these are indie games that he got on sites like Indie Gala. Now we're going to go ahead and show you that he is selling every single game, even today, that was in that same Indie Gala package that Rock and Roll was sold in. But before we go ahead and go any further, guys, I want to go ahead and go on to Indie Gala and show you that at the bottom of the page on Indie Gala, if we look at support, and we go to general questions, view all. Let's go ahead and go here to the last question under general questions. Can I sell my keys? This is absolutely forbidden. Please read our terms of service. So like I said, this guy is deliberately breaking the rules of the keys that he purchased on this website and selling them deliberately over on Kinguin. Now I know this guy is selling my keys that came from Indie Gala because I never gave anybody else more than one key. Indie Gala is the only place that I gave multiple keys to. I never did any other bundles. Now, if we look here, guys, I already have a folder. I bought the package myself, and I have a folder with every game that was in that same bundle, including my game, Rock and Roll. All these games were sold in that bundle. Monday Motivation Bundle number 28 is what it was. We are continuing to scroll through here, and we'll show you every single game this guy is selling. And this is why I say this guy is not just doing it on 1 or 2 bundles. This guy is going and buying thousands of bundles from websites like Indie Gala, and then going and marking them at a profit on websites like G2A and Kinguin. But we can see Dan Meku, Unlimited number 2, being sold here at a 70% discount. Now remember that this guy probably ended up paying about a dime per key in the bundles he bought, because he probably did it during a happy hour and got like 4 bundles for like $3.50. That turns into probably 7 to 10 cents per key this guy paid. Next one, Dimension Jump. Look at all these D's. Dimension Jump, imagine that, 77% off. Draw Love, 50% off. A cheap game, 50% off. D Squad War. $30% off, another dollar game, 30% off, less than $1. Fallen Cube, right here, 80% off. Log the Game. Oh wow, there's no log the game, so perhaps this guy undercut that guy so much, maybe something like this, a 92% discount, that he actually sold out of those keys. So I guarantee you this guy was selling that key on Kinguin, but at this point, months later, it looks like he sold out of that particular game. Lopus in Fabula. Right here, 88% off. I'm surprised he hasn't sold out of this key as well. Planet of Mubu. Planet of Mubu, he's selling at an 88% discount. But again, he can afford to sell this at an 88% discount or a 81% discount because he's only paying 7 to 10 cents per key that he got, is how much he paid. So if he can make $1 on a key, he's making a 10 times profit. He's making a 1,000% profit at least on every key that he's selling. Now, I believe Kinguin probably gets about a 30% cut as well, but still a damn good profit for this key seller. Sector 6, an $11, $12 game, he's selling for 80% off, $2. Tank Battle Mania, right here, 30% off, cheap game. He's selling it for really, really cheap, 80 cents. He's only doing 30% off there because, oh my God, he doesn't want to cut into his, 1,000% profit much. And the Safeguard Garrison. And I can't find the Safeguard Garrison Space Colonies. He's probably sold out of that key as well. So what I'm talking about here, though, guys, is this guy here has over 1,000 different keys that he is selling in the mass over on Kinguin.net. I used to think that Kinguin.net wasn't a bad place to go to buy games. I no longer support Kinguin. I've never supported G2A. And now I really know how these websites work. It's not so much Kinguin's fault. Kinguin's doing it for a 30% cut of all these keys that they sell. But it's the scumbags like this Nice Guy Games here that's buying hundreds or thousands of bundles on websites like Indie Gala and then turning them around and selling them, again, breaking the rules of Indie Gala, breaking their terms of service to try to make a big buck. By doing so, he is hurting indie developers like myself. Why? Because my game isn't getting very many sales at all. But almost every day when I go to check and I refresh my page on Steam that shows my stats on sales, I'll have 3 or 4 or 5 activations of keys for my game on Steam, but no sales. And what that tells me is these activations are coming from people purchasing my game on Kinguin rather than purchasing from me. And what this means to me is where I got somewhere around a nickel per game selling it in the bundle over on Indie Gala during that bundle sale, this guy here is making about $1.50 on every key that he sells. I made a nickel, this scumbag here, $1.50 for every game that's getting activated on Steam. So this is my lesson to all the indie developers out there that might think, hey, getting my game out there and putting it on a bundle website, even a great bundle website like Indie Gala, I would strongly encourage you rethink what you do. I thought it was a good idea too, and now I regret doing it. Hey, but this is just a tough lesson learned. Never again will I put my key on a bundle website, not even Humble Bundle, because this is likely what's going to happen. Remember what I said about that, one really rotten apple in the bundle. Thanks, Nice Guy Games. Thanks for being a complete scumbag and breaking the rules you agreed to by purchasing bundles in mass bulk and selling them on websites like Kinguin. You're not a nice guy. You're a scumbag. Just want to go ahead and put that out there, guys. I would highly encourage you, as a customer, to think about every key that you purchase on a site like Kinguin or G2A, and realize that when you purchase a key on a website like Kinguin or G2A, your money is not going to support the developer. Your money is going to support some guy like this. And if you're an indie developer, I would strongly, strongly encourage that you think about it really carefully and realize that some guy like this might buy hundreds of thousands of your keys, and while you might get a nickel for every key that you sell to some guy like this, he's going to go and make $1.50 or $2 or $2.50 on every nickel that you get on your game. So I want to go ahead and put that out there, guys. Thanks so much for watching my video. This is Zaxtor99, and we'll be back with more videos right back here soon. Take care, everybody.